This is exactly what we've been waiting for. A fan favorite is rejoining or has rejoined the MLB roster and has a chance to stick around for the rest of the season and provide us some more memorable moments. That's why we love Luis Campusano. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Padres Digest. I'm Christian Pedersen. This is the point in the show where I introduce the show and do the obligatory YouTube thing of asking, can you hit the subscribe button? Only time I'll bug you on it until the very end. All right, let's go back to that move. Luis Campusano, who I thoroughly believe from all the feedback that I receive around town is a fan favorite, is back on the team. He started this season in the minor league camp. He has been recalled from AAA El Paso for Connor Joe, who went hitless 0 for 7 in his major league stint with the San Diego Padres. This move did not get enough love or attention from me in the weekend roundup of stories. I was very focused on reports of Jackson Merrill returning and different pitching things and yada, yada, yada. There's a bunch of other videos you can go check out of all that. But like I said, I missed out on this. In the amount of coming and going right now, adding a third catcher in principle sounds redundancy, sounds backup-y, sounds minor league movie. But it got me kind of thinking, where are we at on all this? Because in the offseason, we lose Kyle Higashioka, who I would also say was another fan. The Campy and Higashioka 1-2 punch as the catching backstop seemed fairly popular with pitchers, with fans, with players, with the general vibes of the team. So I thought that this guy would have made the major league roster despite some offensive inefficiencies. And okay, he's not like the best. He's not Pudge behind the dish. I get it. Whatever. I like him. I think you guys like him. It seemed like he should have, could have, but they bring in a recent all-star in Elias Diaz. And I dig it. I'm fine with that. Martin Maldonado gets the nod at that second spot. The initial wave that the Padres seemed to go with out the gate to start the season was veteran World Series. They know how to do a whole season. Like the vibes of very cliche. They filled out the back end of the roster with Yuli Gurriel, who be gone with you. Happy trails. So stoked that he is not a Padre anymore. Jason Hayward, who has come off the IL recently to rejoin the team, and Martin Maldonado and Jose Iglesias. But I would say that Iglesias is in a weird one because he had the best year of his career last year and is also a veteran. He like kind of asterisks half in, half out on this. But those three guys, to me, were the bulk of the Padres decided not to try any of their projects or prospects and say, we're going to go veteran heavy. Okay, fine. We're seeing, though, that is not necessarily the lasting formula. And I think that catching for me falls into two categories. You got to admit the defensive, ethereal, aesthetic, pitcher has to like throwing to this guy thing that kind of exists that's not necessarily statistically quantifiable. And then there is obviously their utility as an offensive player. And oftentimes you will get guys who do not hit very well at the catching position. So I started looking through the numbers and started thinking, hey, like what are we talking about here? So I will show you what we've gotten so far from Luis Campusano at the major league level. There is not a ton yet to report home. He has walked and not gotten a hit, but it's 5 at bats and then the like. He's not even a double-digit plate appearances yet this season. So I'll chill and say that he's like not going to get a hit this year or going to hit 114 or something bad. But you see the career numbers there. Like I said, he's not necessarily Mike Piazza. He's not an offensive dynamo, but he seemed to fit that first category. Pitchers seem to like throwing to him. For everything that he might lack of Martin Maldonado's World Series rings, pedigree, whatever, he seemed to have just that that ism, that whatever you want to call it, that it had that electric vibe that fit very well with the Padres staff. So the other catchers was where I was like, okay, I'm kind of curious, and let's see what, let's start with Elias Diaz. He is the bigger paid of the two. He is the primary catcher. He's first on the depth chart, if you will. here. That's not fair. I don't see how Campy can't get the shot right now, or how, I mean, he's got the shot. I don't see how Campy can't win this out. You got to just get a couple of hits over the next whatever time period. I bet that Campy has 2 weeks to really fully figure it out. They have moved a couple of guys on and off recently. There is talks about Jackson Merrill being added maybe 12 hours after us recording and posting this video. So I don't think that it'll be Campy comes up for 4 games, doesn't get a hit, goes right back down. He maybe, but I think we're talking about right now they're at a rain-delayed game in New York where he's the DH today. He's been catching. I think they're very vested in, like, let's get him some at-bats for a brief stint here and see what we've got, if there's anything. And I'm saying if he can get a hit or 2 or 5, any sort of offensive output, I said it at the beginning, I think 3 catchers is a redundant and excessive amount. As players like Jake Cronenworth are coming off of the IL over the next week plus, you will have other infielders, so you don't necessarily just have the, like, oh my gosh, we need an emergency, dude. You're getting some of your guys back. You're getting Merrill back, Cronenworth back. You can check out the other videos we got on people who were maybe a little bit further out, but also coming back. There's plenty. We just got Lockridge back. Like, there's plenty of guys now. We don't need just an emergency dude. We need guys that we can start tinkering with and figuring out who is the best version of all this. And like I said, you can drop a comment below, but I don't see Martin Maldonado and Elias Diaz both being untouchable. If you have one of those behind the other, it's right here. It's that Maldonado is behind Diaz, so I would say that that's Campy's first overtake. Not saying that Campy even should be the starting guy, but I like him on this roster. I like the Padres better with him on this roster. I like if nothing else, man, look at this. Look at that smile. That's a guy that's happy to be a Padre. That's a guy that I like. That's the positive vibes of your backup alternate catcher DH on a road game, back-to-back day game type of vibe. That's Campy, man. I think it's great for the Padres to have him back in the clubhouse for as long as possible this season. And if it has to be an up and down for a little bit, and then we hold on to him for the whole backstretch, all right, fine. But I still think net positive here to get him into the clubhouse and keep him in the clubhouse. So I think that this could be something that we've all been waiting for, because we wanted him back on this team. And I would venture to guess that the comment section below is going to agree with me. But let me know, though. Let me know, do you think he should be on the team? Do you think he should be starting? Is he the backup? Do we keep 3 and find another person or situation to move in some sort of direction? Maybe you want to trade him and have something crazy to say completely out of left field that I'm not even thinking about. Drop that comment below as well. And if you could, I said I'd bug you one more time about the subscribe button. It's always much appreciated if you hit that. We will have videos coming out all season long, as like I always say, I'm a dude on the internet riding emotionally shotgun with you through the Padres season. Talk to you guys later.